guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wee. I'm the artist behind Cloud Pink Studio, a small business specializing in kawaii and anime inspired merch such as blankets, hand fans, stationery, stickers, accessories, and more. So for this video, I'm going to be ranking all of the events that I've done in 2024. I've done a total of 12 events this year, and I feel like I've done a lot more, but I think it's because I did like a handful of them in October, November, December that it feels like I just did so much this year, which I have done. Compared to last year, I believe I only did like 5 events. And this year I did a total of 12 events. So more than double the amount of events that I did last year. So yeah, so all of the events that I attended are here in Oahu, Hawaii. I did not fly out to any other islands or in the mainland. I decided to stay here just so I can get that experience and figure out which events would be best for my brand and my small business. But yeah, so all of these events are, consist of like an anime convention, like a Comic Cons. I have one night markets, crafters markets, and all that whatnot. So this is me giving you guys like a overview of what I think I did this year. Be good. Say hi, baby. So yeah, I feel like I did a various amount of events this year. Honestly, this year, I really wanted to figure out which events fit my brand. And so I did like a little experiment to try and test out different events to see if my brand fits. I feel like overall, I'm pretty satisfied with the amount of events that I did. There are only like maybe a couple where I didn't do so well, but overall I feel like it's pretty good. If you guys don't know, so my brand is more so kawaii and like anime related stuff. So I didn't want to just rely on like conventions, and I wanted to figure out which non-convention events would do best for me, which I feel like I did. There are a couple where pretty decent for me. So I think I might possibly do that in the future. So this video is just gonna give you a tier list of how well the events did for me. Just want to put a disclaimer out there. This video is just based on my experience, and the tier list is just based on how my business did financially at those events, and that's how I'm gonna kind of like put them in tiers. It's not necessarily saying that the event is bad. Might just not be like a good mesh for me. So just saying that out there right now. Without further ado, let's go to my tier list. So I did want to go over my tier list. So I do have 5 different tiers. So 1 being S, I'll do anything to get to that event again. A tier, which is a super good event. A B tier, which is a pretty good event, so it's kind of like a decent event. C tier, which I might consider in the future. And I have a D tier, which is will not do again. I guess before I start putting or explaining the events that I've had, this is just all based on my experience, and I'm not necessarily knocking down like the events. It just might not be the best event for my business per se, in terms of financial wise. I do know that it takes a lot to run an event, so I do appreciate all the events for accepting me and letting me vend at the event, so regardless if I did good or not. So thank you. So without further ado, let's go into my rankings. So the first event that I did was Hawaii PopCon. Hawaii PopCon was held in January, and it was a 2-day event at the Blaisdell Center. This event is actually a convention, like a card convention, and they did have like a small artist alley section in their event, which is the reason why I applied. I remember just being super excited about this event because this was like my first artist alley event, and sadly though, I did not do well at this event. I remember talking to a lot of different vendors there, and they didn't do great. Some didn't even make back table. I fortunately was able to make back table and a little bit extra, but not by much, honestly. I feel like this event was just more geared towards card collectors, card vendors, so I think that's why artist alley didn't do so well. Fortunately, I will have to rank this event in the D tier, so I will not do this event again. So my second event is actually Kawaii Kon. So Kawaii Kon is the largest anime convention here in Hawaii. it's definitely the one to go to if you are looking to be at an anime convention. This also is our only anime convention. This event happens in March. I paid a total of $750 for a pro spot table with like 2 extra badges, and this was held at the Hawaii Convention Center for 3 days. This event is huge. Also would recommend this event if you are not local as well. I think it's definitely worth the money, but luckily I'm local, so I didn't have to fly. This event did really well, and if I had to place this in a tier list, I would put this on the S tier, and I will do anything to get into this event. So yeah, please, Kawaii Kon, please accept me for next year. My third event of the year was my Art and Flea 14th year anniversary event. So this was in July. It was like a 1-day event outdoors, so I had to bring my own tent, and I believe it was about $300, and it was located at the Capitol Modern. So this is actually my first outdoor event, and I just remember it just being super hot, but honestly the vibes were there. I had a great time, and I actually did pretty decent. So I would rate this event in my B tier list, which is my pretty good event. So my fourth event of the year is the Art and Flea First Friday, which I attended in August. So that event was about like $125. It was a 1-day event outdoors from like 5 to 9 at the Capitol Modern. So like in the name, First Friday, the month where people go out and, you know, basically have fun, drink and all that stuff. So I personally thought my business would do good, but sadly, this is actually my worst event of the whole entire year. I did not make back table, like just enough said. And you know, nothing against like Art and Flea First Fridays, because I know a lot of other vendors that attend that event, they do super well, but I feel like it just didn't match with my brand. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to rank this event in the D tier, which I will not do again. So my fifth event is the Con Honolulu, the Hawaii Convention Center. It's a 3-day event. I got 2 tables, so it costed $500. Regardless, I know I made a vlog about this, but regardless of my vlog and what I said there, like when I compare all of my events like now, I feel like it was a really great event, you know, for what it was. In the vlog that I recorded, I was basically disappointed in it, you know, please disregard that. I only said I was disappointed because I came in with the expectations of Kawaii Kon. Kawaii Kon was very hard to follow, so the event staff was basically the same staff as Kawaii Kon. I was expecting it to be like a huge event similar to Kawaii Kon, but you know, boy was I wrong. If I had the mindset that Kawaii Kon's little sister event, then I think I would have done better. But I guess like going forward in the future, like if they do take me, and if I do, you know, like get in again, do have a better understanding of what to expect for that event and whatnot. So yeah, I actually did really good at this event. So I'm gonna have to place this event in the A tier, which is a super great event. Yeah, super great event. My 6th event of the year, which was a Made with Aloha event in October. So this event was a 2-day event at the Pearl Ridge Uptown, and I believe I paid around like $650 for this 2-day event with a corner spot. So this event, I really wanted to try this event just because I've heard a lot of people say good things about the event at Pearl Ridge, and plus it was an indoor event. I was tired of being outdoors, so I wanted to try an indoor event, and I was having the imposter syndrome because I'm like, oh, I need to make sure I have events, you know, 1 event for the month. And yeah, that's why I wanted to try this event. So this event, like the first day, it was really good. However, the second day, which was a Sunday, I didn't do so well. I feel like, I mean, overall, you know, for this event being in October, not a lot of people are like buying gifts and whatnot. I feel like I did okay for this event, not the greatest. If I had to rate this event, my rating for this event would probably be in the C tier, might consider in the future. So the reason why I'm rating the C tier is because I didn't exactly get the placement that I want. I was more so on the side, not really where the main stage was. If I do, you know, like do this event, I would love to try to be in the center area, see how things are there. But yeah, I definitely will keep this event on my list and possibly try out in the future, you know, to see how things are. So my 7th event is the Honolulu Makers Market. So I did this one in October. So this event is located at Ala Moana Mall, right next to Target in that little walkway area, headed to Target. So that event is a one-day event. I had an 8x8 booth, which was about $225. So that event is actually outdoors. I was under shade, so it was pretty good, but yet it was outside, so it was kind of hot. I would have to rate this event in my C tier. Might consider in the future. And it's not because this event was like a total flop or anything. It was just because the placement of my booth wasn't that good. I was in the middle aisle, not really on the walkway area where people were actually walking. And then also it rained really heavily in the morning of that event. And you know, we also even got like those alerts on your phone saying that flood advisory and all that whatnot. So that wasn't a good thing as well. Yeah, I had like two things that, you know, didn't really do so well for me at that event. Yeah, I'm just willing to try this event again. I've heard a lot of good things about this event, so I really want to try it again and give it another fair shot. So yeah, gonna have to rate this in the C tier. So my 8th event that I did this year is the Honolulu Night Market. So this event is in November and it is located in the Salt area / Kaka'ako area. You know, like any other night market, it is outdoors. And I believe it was a 10x10 space for $400. This event was advertised to have about like 13,000 people here. So honestly, when I applied for this event, I didn't really know what I was getting into as I got closer to this event and I started researching like the audience and all that whatnot. Please don't copy me and please research your events ahead of time to figure out if it's worth it for you guys or not. But yeah, going back to this event, boy, was this event packed. It was crazy. It was crazy. This was actually my first like night market / night event. And the reason why I didn't jump on like night markets before is because I didn't want to spend money. You know, like I worked my way up by doing the Art and Flea 14-year anniversary and I bought my tent. So that cost itself was about $400, and then like plus lights, like the generator I bought. So I think in total I spent about like $600-700 just for my outdoor tent and like supplies that I needed. It is like a big investment to do like any like types of night markets or outdoor events. It is a huge investment to do, which is why I didn't want to do it so quick. And I'm kind of glad that I built myself up to that because it didn't hurt as much. But yeah, so for this event, it was $400. They had a Get Lit contest, which basically all of the vendors are kind of competing against each other. Whoever has the best lit booth would get their booth expenses free. So fortunately, I was lucky enough to win that competition. So I didn't have to pay for a table or for my booth for this event. And so everything I made from that event was like pure profit. And I actually did super well at that event. I was really surprised because if I think about it, I want to say that that event would be in terms of how much I profited for that event. That would be like my 3rd top event. So I'm gonna have to rate this event in my A tier, which is my super great event. So my 9th event that I did this year is the Amazing Comic-Con, which happened in November. This was located in Hawaii Convention Center and it was for 3 days. I paid a total of $500 for 2 tables and 4 badges for this. Yeah, I really enjoyed this event, you know, just because I was able to see a lot of vendor friends there and I had a great time. So in terms of money though, my profits and all that stuff, I'm gonna have to rate this event in my B tier, which is my pretty good event. Like I didn't make the best. This event definitely hit like my minimum of what I wanted to make. So yeah. The 10th event that I attended was Kawaii Friends Fair in November during the Black Friday weekend. So this event, I just chose the one day event on a Saturday, and it costed me $175 for a 10x10 booth, which is super good for like a one day event. This was located in Pearl Ridge and the old Inspiration building. You know, in the beginning of the event, I was kind of feeling discouraged just because there wasn't much people there and we were in like a huge big space, but this event actually ended up being pretty good, pretty decent. So like the title entails, Kawaii Friends. So this is more like a, you know, Sanrio cutesy type of event. I thought that, you know, my products would do well at this event. So that's the reason why I signed up for this event, just to test it out. In terms of like money wise, I actually did pretty decent for this event. The $175 for the table for a 10x10 table was like so nice. There were some slow periods, but overall, I feel like I did pretty decent. So I'm gonna have to rank this fair in the B tier, which is the pretty good event. My 11th event was Super Saturday, which was held in December in the Hawaii Convention Center. I paid $500 for a 10 by 10 booth. And I know I had really high hopes for this event because last year I did really well and I was hoping to do the same thing. I was super excited about this event because this is the first event where I'm doing it for the second time, so I can actually compare numbers to. But unfortunately, I did not do so well. I didn't do as well as I did last year. And I feel like there's a bunch of factors into this because, for number one, the location of this event was on the third floor of the convention center versus last year it was on the ground floor where everybody was kind of like all together in like one hall. This year we're all kind of like separated in different rooms, and I feel like that might have hindered sales wise and whatnot. So yeah, I feel like this event was, I still made pretty good money, but it was just like a decent event. So I'm gonna have to rate this event in the B tier. I do hope that next year, I've heard some rumors that next year it's gonna be downstairs. So I'm definitely gonna try this event out again next year, and I'm hoping I do better than this year. So yeah. And then my last event of the year is the Hawaii Holiday Craft and Gift Fair. This fair is held in December, the weekend right before Christmas. It's located at the Blaze South Center. It's a 3-day event, and I had a 10 by 10 booth and I paid $650 for this booth. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I had mixed feelings about this event because, for one, the first and second day, if I'm being honest with you, I did not make much money. And like, Saturday was like the largest foot traffic for the event, and like the fact that I didn't even sell one blanket, you know, made me feel some type of way, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I call this event a flop. However, Sunday came and freaking all my sales are happening on Sunday. It was crazy because the amount that I made kind of like made up for the whole entire event. So I actually did pretty decent for this event. I guess I learned one thing is don't knock the event until the end of the event. Yeah, that's the one thing that I learned. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to rate this event in my B tier, which is a pretty good event. I didn't make the best, but I at least hit my minimum, so that was pretty good. But yeah, this is all of the Hawaii events that I've done this year. I am sticking to just Hawaii events just because I do have a full-time job on the side of my business. Going to other conventions, well, with my full-time job is kind of hard. And plus I have like a lot of traveling that I want to do personally for myself next year. So for 2025, I'm just looking to do events in Hawaii for the time being. And then hopefully in 2026, I can expand and plan for out-of-state conventions in the mainland. So I'm really hoping I could do that. But overall, my overall thoughts for 2024, this year was basically a year of me experimenting and trying out new events, whether it might be good or bad for my business, which audience best fits my business. Majority of the events that I did actually did fit my niche, and I feel like I did pretty good. So I think it was only like 2 events where I will not attend again, but 2 out of the 12 events is still pretty good. Some events that I'm looking to get into next year is the Made in Hawaii Festival. So that is the largest event in Hawaii of the whole entire year. That one, I also want to try Honolulu Makers Market, the Art and Bloom Festival. Definitely want to try that one. I also want to try the Honolulu Night Market in June. So I heard that one is a lot bigger than the one that I attended in November. So definitely want to try that one out because I did do well in that event. In terms of my small business this year, I feel like I did pretty well this year. My 3 goals that I had for myself last year was I wanted to get into Kawaii Kon, which I did. I wanted to make a bucket hat, which I did. I made 3. And then the other one is that I wanted to have my stuff in like a store. If you count Ben Franklin's locker, I'm counting that. So honestly, I feel like I had 3 big wins. Happy with how my business turned out this year. Operating this business for the whole entire year part-time. I'm quite proud of what I accomplished this year. So I'm hoping next year will be better. I'm looking to have more products out. For 2025, my main goal is to get into Made in Hawaii and also to increase my online sales. So much. Thank you guys so much for, you know, just supporting me and watching my videos here on YouTube. Never did I think people would actually watch me or subscribe to my channel. So I just want to say I'm so grateful and so thankful for each and every one of you guys for just supporting my art journey here. We're grateful for the community that I have here, you know, the friends that I've made so far. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you guys want to continue watching my experience and how things go for me, please make sure you like and subscribe this video, and I guess I'll see you guys next year. Bye.